My name is Mary Biles. I'm a medical cannabis journalist and writer. I'm also an author of the CBD Book. I have a podcast about cannabis called Cannabis Voices, and I genuinely educate about the medicinal properties of the cannabis plant. I became interested in ayahuasca, which is plant medicine from the Amazon jungle, and wrote something for CNN about that. And I guess the whole experience with ayahuasca opened my mind, my heart, everything, my spirit to the healing powers of plants, really. A really good friend of mine, her mum had pancreatic cancer, and so she was dying basically. She'd had chemo, radiotherapy, and at the time she was kind of taking morphine and all the stuff that you get given when you're in a lot of pain and you're dying. The morphine for her, it wasn't really helping with the pain. She'd lost all lucidity, she was really confused. It was horrendous basically. And this was in Belgium, where there was some kind of grey area if a doctor felt that a kind of unlicensed medicine was in the interest of their patient, they could prescribe it. So she was prescribed cannabis oil. She wasn't in pain, she was completely lucid. She had a little bit of appetite, so she could eat, which when you're dying of cancer, the last thing you want to do is eat anything. And she just had quality of life basically, and could sort of live those last few weeks with dignity. When I heard it, on the one hand, I was like, wow, this is amazing. But on the other hand, I was so angry that this simple human right to die with dignity was denied, or is being denied to so many people, millions of people around the world. This idea of cannabis being a gateway drug, okay? So the connotation that's always a gateway to something negative, heroin, psychosis or whatever. But actually, what happens in general is that cannabis is a gateway to better health, better relationships, a better life basically. So it's just kind of turning it's on its head, this idea of cannabis being a gateway drug and actually valuing quality of life. I mean, that's massive. I mean, when you take, for example, with these, the parents of the kids with autism and epilepsy who get tremendous benefits in many cases with cannabis-based medicines, it's not just about the child. It's not just about the child. It's like suddenly they start to have a normal family life. This is a gift. This is a gift, this is actually something that's practically side effect free, can for these kind of common collections of conditions, the chronic pain, anxiety, sleep, etc. Just with one thing, and you're not going to kind of create other problems by giving it to your patients. I think it has to come from the electorate. So when there are more people within the voting population who this is important to them, it's the same with the environment. It's like, while it isn't kind of up there in terms of priorities of the electorate, they're not really going to be that asked, to be honest. So, I think the more people realise that actually cannabis could be a solution, or at least give them better quality of life, and that comes from, things like this, getting the information out there, and information that feels believable, and it's based on facts, and it's people that they can relate to. So this is something, medicine for everyone. This isn't kind of some exclusive club. This is like something that can help all of us. And I think when that message gets across, then enough people's attitudes will shift, and I think that could create the change with government when there's a kind of the momentum from the people. And cannabis has always been people-led. That's the bottom line. As long as there is regulated access and it's safe and people don't have to be, and it's decriminalised. Just let's start with that, shall we? Shall we start with that? So we haven't got the likes of, dear Tony down in Cornwall, who's in his 80s, who's got, kind of stage 3 kidney disease, arthritis, glaucoma, decides to grow his own, is quite open about it. It gets confiscated by the police. He grows a bit more, gets confiscated again, and he's up in prison, in a couple of months' time. But being charged not only with cultivation, which yes, he's cultivating, but being charged with production. So they're suggesting that he's supplying other people. So this man's 80, this shouldn't be happening. So let's start with decriminalisation. If I've got arthritis and I want to grow a couple of plants, I should be allowed to grow a couple of plants. If I just want to, have a smoke after work, I should be allowed to grow a couple of plants. Basically, that's what I would like to happen. So let's start with decriminalisation and, you know, kind of work things out from there.
My name is Sam Cannon and I am the founder of Beyond Green. On the 2nd and 3rd of December this year, the UN will vote on the World Health Organization's recommendation on the rescheduling of cannabis. This is a mammoth moment in time. Please like, comment and share these videos so that the truth can be told and that the planet and everybody on it can benefit from this truly, truly incredible plant once again. Thank you.